Freeride is an adventure game slash visual novel slash choose your own adventure personality test. And we have a very solid hidden gem of a game that, for anyone who's looking for a little introspective to go with their puzzle solving, should check out. In Freeride, we play as Proto, a boy who one day gets picked up by a magic train and a very unusual conductor, as the train carries departed souls through the afterlife, hoping that they'll be able to find peace and move on. But when our new friend mysteriously disappears, we are thrust into an existential and cosmic mystery that we must solve no matter how many loops it takes. Our structure here is done through multiple acts. Each act, you'll have an overarching goal to achieve, which is usually to move the train along. But within each act, there are multiple major and minor decisions that you must make. At minimum, the acts will have two major endings. You can either side or choose A, or side and choose B. But the discerning player can find secret endings, along with other secrets hidden throughout the acts. After each act is over, the game will silently and not so silently judge you based on your decisions, and this will lead you into different choices. And some of the major ones will affect subsequent acts going forward. Now, to get the game's quote-unquote true ending, I guess it's not really a spoiler as it's basically thrown out on the story page itself, is that you will have to play this game multiple times. An average run will probably take maybe 3 to 4 hours, give or take, based on how fast you're going and if you stop to talk to everyone. When you get to the end, you'll be able to loop and then of course make different choices and see where the story goes in different circumstances. Now, at the time of me recording this video, I've done 1.5 loops, and for the second loop, I went with a completely different choice and led to a completely different story and plot going forward. And there's definitely a lot going on under the hood for Freeride. I like how the game is judging you on a lot of very, sometimes just inconsequential things that you may be doing with it. Now, if you're hoping for major gameplay related situations or events, Freeride is a bit limited in that respect. Your main interaction is that you can pick up just about any object or item that's not another character, with a few exceptions here and there, that you can either keep in your cosmic pocket or fling them using a simulated physics model. Now, the physics here are a bit touchy. You see, how it works is whatever you're moving around, your cursor, your reticle, will determine where you're aiming. So you have to hit the button first, and then you adjust for how hard or how much energy you put into it. And for most of the common puzzles and base interactions, that's fine. But there are secret boss fights in this game. And again, we're going to kind of reveal that because we did that part on stream. And when you're fighting enemies and the bosses and you're constantly having to move around, it can be a little bit janky when you're just trying to get the cursor in relation to the camera to where you need it to go, on top of moving, jumping, and avoiding whatever the enemy throws at you. But all in all, this is definitely not a combat-focused or a combat-centric game. It's still kept relatively light in terms of the action, and if you've played any kind of 3D action title, you should be able to handle this one. But the main draw of Freeride is the story, and I do really enjoy it. There are some really great characters and characterizations throughout, and the fact that certain characters know that you're looping kind of adds to the charm in a similar way to that of Hades, that people know that things are repeating. And there's definitely a great mystery and story to uncover, but I would say the only other major issue that I have with Freeride is that there are no maps, which for a few of the acts is not that big of a deal. For some of the larger ones, it can be a little disorienting to try and figure out where you're supposed to go. Because again, because of how the levels are set up around at least 2 major choices, it means that, half the level chunk is going to be for choice A, half the level chunk is going to be for choice B. And I would have loved a little bit faster way of moving around. The first time you loop, or the first time you play, you're going to be fine at taking the sights and see where you're supposed to be going. When you're up to your second, third, or fourth loop, it does feel a little monotonous having to do the same run through the same environments over and over again. But be that as it may, Freeride is a really great take on the adventure/looping style of puzzle design. If you missed this one, I would definitely recommend it, and I hope that we see more from the developer to kind of explore this concept further, and of course see how many more wacky loops and stories we can get. This was played with a press key provided by the developer. When tickle your game for a future recording or review does not have to involve time streams, puzzles, or rabbits, please get in touch. If you did play this one as well, I'm curious what you thought of it, especially for any adventure fans or again, time traveling, time looping fans in the audience. But with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see everyone for our next review coming real soon. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.